Welcome to the Limit Free Life Show. I'm Michelle Perkins, your host. I bring you tips, advice, and guest stories about creating work you love. Whatever type of career or business you have or want, I want to help you find more meaning, money, and happiness. Now we are live from Hollywood. Hello, and welcome to the Limit Free Life Show. I'm Michelle Perkins, your host, and I have some wonderful guests with me today, so I am going to jump right in. As you know, on the Limit Free Life Show, we talk about business, career, money, and all those exciting things that relate to your work life and your happiness and joy and your other aspects of life. So I have a couple of people who I have been wanting to have on for a long time, and finally they're able to come on, probably partly because they can't run around and do all the shooting that they're used to doing. So I'm going to quickly introduce you to Steve and Jaime Geffner. Steve and Jaime are video marketing strategists and an award-winning husband and wife video producing team. They are the creators of Geffner Productions, where they inspire business owners to step into their greatness with video. Geffner Productions offers totally done-for-you professional video production services, do-it-yourself online courses for the business owner and their team who want to learn to do their own videos, and now their brand new Done With You video service, where they teach business owners how to film their own videos and then take care of all the professional editing for them. Before creating Geffner Productions together, Steve and Jaime each got their start in Hollywood working for shows like Dr. Phil and Frasier. Over the last 12 years, they've produced, filmed, and edited over 3,000 online videos for hundreds of business owners for their websites, blogs, social media pages, online courses, live events, and more. Steve and Jaime have been married since 2003. They live in Orange County, California, with their 1-year-old son, Oliver Milo Geffner, and their 20-year-old cat, Dick Clark. Welcome. So happy to have you here.
Excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm so excited. And might as well be fully transparent here. You guys are probably the only reason I can sit here and do this video right now because I was petrified of video, and I did some work with you and you did these beautiful videos and you made me feel super comfortable, as you do with all of your clients. So yeah, I will right off the bat say anyone thinking about doing video, you need to listen to the podcast, and then you probably need to call Jaime and Steve. So with that, can you guys go ahead and just give us a little background? Because I mentioned that you came from Hollywood and now you're working with entrepreneurs in your own business. So how did that happen?
Yeah, we've been married since 2003, and like you mentioned in the intro, we both used to work in Hollywood. Jaime was a producer on the Dr. Phil show for 5 years, and I went to film school at Northwestern University and then worked on Frasier and a few other sitcoms in the TV industry. And we always knew from early on, we wanted to find a way to work together, doing what we love, what we're both great at. And it did take us a couple of years to figure out exactly what that was and how to make it happen. But now for the last 12 plus years, we've really been focused on working with business owners and entrepreneurs to help them use video to be more visible online, to connect with their audiences, to sell more products and services, and really just build that emotional connection with their audience that just really develops into a really powerful online presence. And we love working together. It wouldn't work for every couple,
No, it wouldn't.
but it definitely works for us. We love it. We love what we do. We love spending time together, and it's just, it works.
Yeah.
If you can make it work, I'd say definitely do it. People say to us either, oh, wow, I could never work with my husband. How do you do that? Or they're like, wow, I would love to work with my husband. How do I get to do that? So, one of those two extreme reactions that we usually get. So we say it is the best thing in the world if you can make it happen. And if you have complementary skill sets, which we do.
Yeah, I think not only do you have complementary skill sets, but I think you really respect each other's abilities, so you kind of stay in your own lanes and do your thing really well together. So that makes it. Yeah,
we definitely, it helps when you can trust the people that you're working with, whether it's, an employee and a teammate or your business partner and husband or wife. That definitely adds to happy work environment for sure.
Yeah. No, that's great. I mean, I'm in that other camp of probably not being able to work with mine. So we could do a whole show easily on that, but we won't. We're going to move into some other things. So, just for the listeners, okay, well, I'm going to back up a minute. So you were always talking about the importance of video for any business owner. And now here we are in this pandemic, and the entire world is now talking about it and trying to scramble around, getting themselves on video. So you guys must be just watching this going, well, in part, I told you so. Secondly, how are you kind of jumping into gear right now with what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, we've been saying for so long, like, you need to understand the importance of video. Like, video can really help you in your business. And people, it's like, sometimes we feel like it has been falling on deaf ears for like years and years and years. Like, there's the people who always were like, yes, I know I need to be doing video, who are always on board with it. But then there's just like the slow adopters, the people who just kind of wait around and say, yeah, I know I need it, but it's not my priority. So now in this time when you cannot be in person with people, the only way to connect really and to create that same type of emotional connection where you can really connect with people in a way that it helps them to see who you are, to see what's different about you, to resonate and connect with your values, both personally and your company values. Really the only way to do that in an effective manner, as effective almost as being in person, is to use video. So now it's become an urgent matter. And yes, we're not saying we told you so, although we probably are thinking that, but we're just like, yes, finally our time has come.
It's at this point where we don't know when things are going to go back, and they're never going to go completely back to where they were, and there's going to become a new normal. But people are just at this point where doing video is becoming an urgent necessity to be in business. If you're not doing live speaking engagements, if there's no live events and no networking events, things like that, you have to be showing up. You still have to be in front of your audience. You need to let them know you're there, and video is really, right now at least, the only way to do it. And unless you're in person, the most powerful way to do it.
And I mean, not even just with recorded videos, which is what we do, but with Zoom calls, to connect with your team members, to connect with your clients. People are turning to Zoom for their conferences, for their meetings of any kind. So that is being on video too, not just, the type where you really plan out what you're going to say and you produce it well, like we teach. Facebook Lives too, which has been around for quite some time now. So video, you can't escape it, even if you choose not to, do the type of video that we preach to really share your message in a powerful way. You still can't escape video now. So it's time to stop hiding, people.
Yeah, I totally agree. And as you were saying that, I was thinking, even because my business was mostly over the phone. And now, because we're doing so many Zoom calls, I kind of feel like I'm not stepping up and delivering the way I want on the phone anymore, which is a little sad because I always really enjoyed that. But now I almost feel like you've got to connect with the video. It's a shift even over a few weeks in how I felt about how I was doing my calls. So anyway, it's very interesting, and it's going to continue, like you say, to evolve. And we are all getting on video, and we're all, and all ages too. The whole, that's really, all of that's gone out the window. Jaime, I know you and I were talking, and when I did videos with you, part of what I loved was how professional they were, and just they were just at a different level from anything that I had done or really even seen. For a lot of those people who feel like, I've got my iPhone, I can just make a video or record a Zoom call. What would you say to that? Because there is a big difference.
Yeah, there really is. And it's really about, when you're putting out video, like Steve said, you want to make an emotional connection with people. That's the number one goal, is to connect as well as you can with people as you would if you were in person. Right. But you have to be able to inspire people, especially if you're a business owner. When you're doing something on video or even on Zoom, which is video too, you need to inspire people to take action after watching your video. And so you have to really think to yourself, am I being inspiring? Am I being a person who is worthy of getting their business? Am I being a person who, people want to learn from someone who is a couple steps ahead of them. So you don't have to know everything in order to teach people, in order to sell to people, but you just need to look at your audience and who you're trying to teach and be a few steps ahead of that person. And so depending on your area of expertise and what you do for a living, really in whatever area you're in, you just want to be a few steps ahead so that people can learn from you and want to work with you and want to buy from you. And that means that you need to put a little bit of effort and attention into how you present yourself. So, yeah.
I was going to say, it doesn't mean that you should never do Facebook Lives or never even grab your iPhone and do some video. But if you are going to do that, you want to be conscious of the fact that there can be a mixture of those kind of raw, a little bit more authentic videos with some professional videos that really help you showcase the quality of your products and services in the world. If you're going to do Facebook Live or things, you should not just put on your gym clothes and hop out of the shower with your hair all undone. And it's easier for some of us, I guess, to do that. You want to you want to be respectful of your audience, and when possible, put your best foot forward and be respectful of yourself and of them, and try to do some things so that the quality of the video you're putting out there matches up with the quality of the services you're doing in the world.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it's sort of the same, when people used to go to the opera and they would get dressed up, and, it was just almost more than anything, just showing respect and treating it as a special kind of event. And I think when, like you say, if you're trying to convey who you are to potential clients or to colleagues, I mean, you sort of want to show up as your best self, not maybe all the time, but at least in certain cases. So you give people the opportunity to do that. And do you want to just talk a little about, I mean, you were working in Hollywood with people who want to be in front of the camera, and then you moved into the entrepreneurial crowd with a lot of people who probably didn't necessarily want to.
Correct.
But so how do you do what you do really well, which is get people comfortable and looking really great on camera when they're not used to it and don't even really like it?
Yeah, I think that we try our best, and I think we're successful at it, to inspire people into their greatness, which is, kind of how we describe very, succinctly what we do. But we really listen to people. We get to know them. We sort of put a mirror up against, in front of them that shows them really who they are and the best version of who they are. And by listening to them really well, getting to know who they are, getting to know what's unique and different, and really sometimes helping them see what's really unique and different about their company, and really appreciating and valuing that. Then we reflect that back to them and they go, oh, I am pretty cool, aren't I? Like, that's true. Just hearing somebody else say what you have in your head or what you have in your heart or what you've been thinking or feeling or how you've created something, and having somebody else validate it and then reflect it back to you and then give you the encouragement that this is needed, that what you do is unique and special. Who you are is unique and special. Your unique perspective on the world, the life experience that you've had, the work experience that you've had, and what you have to offer is needed. And by really focusing on that and helping people see that, they gain a lot of confidence. And when we're sitting there listening to them, looking at them, connecting with them while we're filming, or before we film for people who were teaching to do it on their own, they just really feel really good and really confident about it. And then they bring that confidence into their shoot. I think they rise to the occasion, people who we work with, they rise to the occasion because they see how much we care. They see how much we're rooting for them. We're just really kind of holding a space for them to be their best and to step into their best, to step into their greatness. And people really deliver when they have that kind of support behind them.
Yeah, really, really interesting, because I know what you do, but as you're describing it, I'm thinking, of course you have all the technical skills and you do all of that really well, but really you're kind of coaching as well. So there's a whole big component of that.
Yeah, people think that when they work with us, it's about the video. And in some respects, it certainly is. They're going to come away with videos, whether they're professionally done or they're doing them themselves. But there's this other piece of this whole puzzle, which is really getting clear on who you are and your value and your mission and your vision, and being able to communicate that in a powerful way that resonates with your ideal audience and inspires them to take action and want to work with you. So the video is the vehicle that we use and that we're gifted at to help deliver that, but it's really about that underlying confidence and message that we help bring out of people. And really it's Jaime. There is nobody in this world that will make someone feel more ready and confident and inspired to get into action. She gives the best pep talks, and it's just one of her gifts.
Oh, thanks, babe.
Yeah, I will agree, but I also think you have that same quality. So the two of you together, it really brings out the best in people. So yeah, it works really well. And so is that part of the fun for you guys too, to just see people kind of exude that new confidence and you know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
And you know, we work with a lot of people, as you mentioned, that they're business owners. They're not on-camera talent. That they got into business because they're talented in their area of expertise, but didn't really necessarily often think they were going to be the face and voice of their brand. And now we're at this time where people care about who they're doing business with. It's not just a transaction. It's not just let me find the cheapest price point. People care about who they're doing business with. And so by helping people to bring out their confidence and share their mission and their story, that's how we're able to use our skills to really help people shine in a way that they weren't necessarily wanting or thinking was going to be necessary when they started their business.
And I think also we're not expecting them to come to work with us being ready to be a superstar, be on camera. We're saying, listen, we get it. We work with people at all levels, from I've never been in front of a camera before to people who are seasoned, who have been doing it for 20 or 30 years. And we are like, listen, if you're afraid, we can help you through that. You know, we want to get you to a place where you understand that sharing your message is the way to go, is the right thing to do. If you are, we like to say, if you have something amazing to share, but you're too scared to get in front of the camera, so you're not sharing it, and you have a solution that could help people, that's actually selfish. And people don't think of it that way. They think sometimes, oh, well, I don't want to put myself on video because I don't want to be like hogging the attention. It's not about me, which it's true. It's not about you. It's what you have to share. But it's not really that when you put yourself on camera. It's a service to people who need your help, who need your product and service. If you have a solution to some major problem and you are not sharing and you're holding that back, you're hiding because of your own fear, you're robbing people of the ability to have that solution. So it's really about just kind of stepping through that fear, stepping into your power, recognizing that you can do a lot of good in the world and getting out of your own way, and then just stepping forward and doing it. And we love to help people with that. We really do.
That I could tell. That's fantastic. I also think as a business owner, when you have a really well put together video that expresses who you are and gets the message across, and you can turn that on or offer that for people to, I mean, what a gift to the business owner, because I'm not having to say over and over again in the way I said it in the video, those words, which I wouldn't be able to do anyway, as well as I might have done there. And so, gosh, I mean, it's an amazing asset to have. Okay, so COVID-19 comes along, and you two are listening to what's going on and realizing that you can't have people in front of you and you can't film them the way you always have. What was your reaction to that? Because, you know, your business has been growing and then all of a sudden you have this event.
Yeah, well, after the panic set in, yes, we did have a lot of shoots scheduled that have to be postponed until who knows when. And really up to now, you know, we do offer some DIY courses and that, but that hasn't been the main source of our income. It's really been in-person filming with clients and editing and all that. And so we had to figure out in this time, not knowing how long it was going to be, how do we navigate this? How do we pivot and be able to still help and serve, but in a different way? And so we really got into two different areas that started off as let's do this during this COVID-19 pandemic and have really now blossomed into where we think have great potential for us to actually scale moving forward big time in the future. One of those you mentioned earlier was the done with you services, where we can actually teach people to film their own videos with our guidance and coaching, and then let us handle the editing and uploading and all the technical things that scare a lot of people and can help polish those videos. And another thing that we're actually just now creating, it's going to be coming in the next month or two, is a membership community for people that want to be doing video regularly and want some extra support ongoing, want a sense of community with other business owners that they're able to collaborate with, network with, bounce ideas off of. We can do some training, we can bring in some guest experts, and we're really excited about about taking not just where we're filming with clients anymore, but really being able to serve people anywhere and on a much bigger scale moving forward. So it's sort of turned into from what can we do to navigate through this challenging time into opening up some really big opportunities that we see really helping us take our business to the next level.
And it's really coming from a need that people have. I mean, for years and years, people have been saying to us, I want to do video. You know, I need to do video. I'm overwhelmed. I'm scared. I don't know where to start. I don't understand the tech part. Like there's so many reasons and excuses and things that come up, including money, including time, including tech savviness or lack thereof, you know, prioritization. There's so many things. So now with some of these new things that we're developing, we're actually filling some of those voids. We're actually, you know, filling in where people have been asked, what people have been asking us for a long time. So it was kind of based on necessity for our business, for us to survive, for us to create new streams of revenue where this all started. But what Steve's saying is it's really leading into something where it's a huge opportunity for us to really expand exponentially, you know, who we reach, who we can work with, and really to fill a gap, I think, in the market. For all those people who have been scared or overwhelmed or not able to do it in certain ways before, haven't been able to work with us in person. Now we can help them virtually with the Done With You service. We're coaching people over Zoom, you know, from some people are like, I've had these things in a box in my office for, you know, here, let me just open the box. Tell me what's in it. Tell me what to do with it. Like from literally like that, what's gritty. I don't know if that's the right word, you know, from like really just helping people get past that, open that box, figure it out, like put this here, put that there, to just deeper issues about fears of being on camera. And then, like Steve said, you know, they send us the footage, we edit it for them after we, you know, walk them through how to film. But this other thing, the membership club that we're creating, is for all those people who have been saying for years, I want to do it, but I can't, there's something I can't get past. I can't make myself do it. And so creating a community of people who all have that same thought where it's like, they need accountability. They need community. They need hand holding in some cases. They need a place to get their questions answered.
Yeah.
That's what we're creating. So
very exciting.
Yeah,
that's very exciting. And yeah, I mean, that you really hit it with, you know, if there's a group that you're part of where you can get those questions answered, because that can really hold you up. You know, if you get stuck somewhere and you just can't figure out the problem, you're just going to stop. So yeah, that's fantastic. I'm very excited to hear about that. That's great. And I do think it is so interesting because there are so many businesses, mine, yours, and everybody's really, where they made these changes to accommodate this new time, thinking it was going to be for a month or something. And I think for most of the things that people are, you know, these are ideas that they were out there before, but, you know, all of a sudden people are putting them into practice and they can't really justify not doing them after this. I mean, they're becoming, you know, either great revenue sources or just, you know, interesting avenues for their business. So yeah, I think it's really interesting what's happening. I kind of like that part of it. I mean, it's creating all kinds of possibilities for everybody.
I mean, we really think this is a time of opportunity, and that all the people who are kind of putting their head in the sand or waiting for things to go back to normal, like those people are potentially going to be in trouble. But the ones who are saying, you know what, let's get out there, let's figure out what we can do differently. Let's figure out how we can meet the needs that are happening right now, how we can better serve people, coming up with creative new ways to do business and to help people do business. Those are the ones that are going to really survive and thrive. This is a time of amazing opportunity. So we're really trying to take advantage of that and also encourage other people to do that as well, because we think that's really the way to go and the way to get ahead in this type of landscape.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, that opportunity mindset is really what everybody has to have. And I get that sometimes it doesn't feel like that every day, but you know, that's the way you're thinking about it and the way you articulated it. It's a good role model for people because there is opportunity. You can't always see it by yourself. And if you are in that panic state, you really can't see it. But if you kind of calm down and let that go, I mean, there are so many businesses that were, you know, reliant on people being in the same room, and they can't be in the same room. And so they're figuring it out. And
part of what you just said too, Michelle, is not necessarily having to figure it out on your own. You know, if you aren't regularly talking to other business owners or other people in a similar circumstance, it's easy to figure out or to say to yourself, I'm just going to wait till this thing passes, or I don't know what to do. But when you surround yourself in community, we're in a business mentoring program with a lot of other similar minded entrepreneurs that are all pivoting at the same time, and taking action. And so isolating yourself during this time and waiting for it to pass is not the way to go, but really communicating with other people that are also experiencing similar things and sharing and bouncing ideas off each other. It just makes everybody go that much faster.
Yeah, it's great. Everybody's kind of helping each other with their momentum. And once you start seeing, like you're doing, that, this could really expand the number of people that you can work with. And so, yeah, it's kind of amazing. I wanted to ask you, so there are a lot of people who have lost their jobs. They're not possibly going to be going back to their jobs. So things are really changing, and the job market is confusing right now. So for those who are thinking about entrepreneurship now, who may have never thought about it before, do you have a suggestion sort of as to how you start with video in that regard?
Yeah.
Is it necessary? I mean, should they have video on their website, or what would be some keys to helping them get rolling?
Yeah, I think, as we kind of said earlier, the real power of videos is creating an emotional connection with your viewer. But regardless of whether you're doing video or website copy or emails or scripts or anything else, it's really, the point is figuring out what does your audience want and need from you? What are their challenges? What is it that they're feeling right now that you have a solution for? We talk a lot about this specifically with video. It's not just a matter of knowing who your audience is, and that's kind of the first step for what you can do, but then taking it deeper and saying, okay, not only who are they, but what are their challenges? What are they dealing with right now that you have a solution for? What is it that they want instead of where they are? Because when you're clear on not just where their challenge is, but what they want instead, then you can create solutions that serve that need. So you're not just thinking about who's my audience and what can I provide to them that I want to provide to them. It's really about getting clear on what are their needs, what do they want, and what can you do to fill that need. And so we teach a lot about that in video, whether you're trying to sell a product or service, whether you're creating an online course that might serve that need, but really getting clear. We call it the RPRP, real person, real problem. Or RCRC, real customer, real challenge, if you don't like the word problem. But it's really getting clear on who is out there that needs you, what are they challenged with, and what solution can you provide to them. That we teach a lot about video.
Yeah, and then we also take people through the customer journey. And so this is something that for people who are, just starting out with video need to understand in order to make it, really easy. We take them through, the 5 stages of the customer journey and how they can use video in each stage of the customer journey to get more results. So we like to I'd love to explain our relationship-based video marketing formula. It's kind of a fun little analogy that we have.
Okay.
So basically, we compare being successful with video to being successful in a love relationship. So to make it really, really easy and really easy to understand and visualize, when you're trying to find love, the first thing you need to do is meet somebody. And then once you meet somebody that you like, then you're going to date them. And then once you find a partner that you think, you want to move forward with, then you're going to propose and get them to say yes to you. And then after yes, you get married and you want to maintain that relationship. And then finally, once you're in a relationship for a while, and if your goal is to start a family or expand your network, then that's the last phase. So we compare sort of the journey of going from single to married with children or a family as your sort of love relationship analogy to business success. And so how that translates is, phase 1 of the customer journey is brand awareness in business. So you need to meet people, meaning they need to know that your company exists. They need to know that you're available for them. They need to know that you're ready to transact business with them. Once people meet you, you need to nurture them along, which is the dating process for business. They need to hear from you on a regular basis. You need to take care of them like you would if you were dating someone.
Right.
And then once they know you, then you can, and only then can you make an offer or try to get a sale. You don't want to ask for marriage on the first date, and you don't want to ask for a sale when you first meet somebody in business. So that's the third phase, is asking for the sale. And then after you ask for the sale, you want to retain that client. You don't just want to go through this whole process and then you lose them.
Yeah.
You got to retain the clients. So that's stage 4. And then stage 5 would be expanding your business. So you're not the only one bringing all the people to it, asking for referrals, growing your business. So the point is that you can kind of look at a love relationship as an analogy for business success. And what we teach is using video in each of those phases of the customer journey so that you can have people stay and progress along the journey. Because like I said, you don't want to lose somebody at any point. You don't want to spend all this time getting to know somebody, you ask them to marry you, and then it's done in 6 months, or they don't even say yes to you. You want to treat people really well, like you're in a relationship with them through your business journey. And we teach you how to use video in each of those phases so that you can keep people in, keep people excited, keep people connected to you, make them feel like you really care about them, which you do. And that is going to help you with your success.
Nice. That's fantastic. That's great information for people. And I love the analogy. And so, yeah, I mean, that's great information for anybody, not only starting, but, starting in business, but who's been in business and just hasn't heard that before. So it's really good. What about, some just basic tips? Somebody's going to start doing, well, let's go to your program where you teach people how to do video. What's that made up of?
Yeah, the program where we teach people is basically anything dealing with the technical side of doing videos. What equipment do I need? How do I set it up? How do I use it? How do I frame my shot? All of that. How do I use lighting and microphone? Teaching about how to create content and scripting, whether you're fully scripting things or bulleting out videos, to your on-camera presence. What do you wear? How do you stand? What should your background be like? To on-camera confidence and making sure that you're showing up as your best self and that you're able to communicate in a clear, powerful way. So it really takes people through the process of what they need to know to create their own videos. And so, because a lot of people get stuck in one or more of those areas, the tech side could scare a lot of people. I don't know what equipment to use. Should I use my iPhone? Do I need lights? All of that. What do I say? What's the strategy behind using video? So we really hold people's hands through that process and break it down in a manageable way so that it takes a lot of the overwhelm and fear out of it. So all you have to really do is show up, be a willing spirit, be a willing participant, committed to actually doing it, and let us kind of walk you through the process. And again, we take care of a lot of the editing so that you don't have to worry about that, and really to hold your hand throughout the process.
Yeah, I think definitely the editing is the piece that would scare people. And of course, you don't want to just do videos and not have the ability to edit them, because then you're doing them over and over. Although
a lot of the things that we teach can be applied to you doing Facebook Live, which isn't professionally done and edited. They can be applied to doing Zoom calls or Zoom live events, things like that. So a lot of the techniques of things that we talk about with on-camera presence and creating engaging content that people want to watch can be applied not just to pre-recorded videos, but really just using video in general. Right.
Okay. So do you have, if you're willing to share, a few tips with people who are ready to go right now and they're just wondering about, just a few basics that from the work you do?
We're always willing to share tips. There's a couple of really easy things, and we actually do provide a download if your audience would be interested in that, of some free things that you can do, just recording videos on your own, that really make a big difference.
Nice.
But yeah, there's a few things if you're wanting to really improve the quality of your videos. One big thing is what we're doing right now. You want to look directly at the camera. There's a lot of people, if you're recording something on your iPhone, maybe you're tempted to look at the screen where you are, or if you're doing something on your computer, you're tempted to look down at your notes, which obviously you can do if you need to prompt yourself, but just the same way you would do if you were in person with someone, where you're maintaining eye contact. It's how you stay connected to your audience. It's how someone feels like you're talking to them. It's how they get connected to you. So looking directly at the camera is a very simple thing, but a lot of people forget about it, or they're scared to do it. So that's one tip.
Or also, it's not necessarily easy. I am tempted to look down at your beautiful face right here, Michelle.
Well, and I'm looking at yours. Yeah, I'm noticing that too.
At the camera, and it's not necessarily easy to do that. But one thing that we suggest is sometimes you can put something up, in this area at the camera lens. You can put a picture just make sure you don't block the camera lens, which is, the thing that's right next to that green light. You can put a little stuffed animal up there if you want, just put something up there to remind yourself to look at that spot, even though, like we said, it's unnatural. You don't normally look at that spot on your computer. There's no person staring back at me right now, so it's a little bit challenging. You just have to get used to it and practice it, but it does really make people feel very, very well connected to you, like you are speaking directly to them. So you want to pretend like that little green light or the camera next to it is your customer's eyes. It's the person that you're speaking to's eyes. So pretend the camera lens is their eyes, and that will really help you to really stay connected to people. And don't be tempted to just look down because it really changes the dynamic for people when you're not looking directly at it.
I think another really important tip too is in terms of how you deliver content is not to think about the fact that there could be 100 or 1,000 or 1,000,000 people watching your videos, but really just to focus on talking to one person. Think about, I mentioned earlier, the real person, real problem thing. Think about one person out there, an actual real ideal client of yours who's got a real problem or challenge. And when you're delivering content, you're just thinking about sharing with that one person. You're not thinking about addressing 1,000 or 1,000,000 people. If you can really just focus on connecting with one person who needs your help, then you're just having a conversation, and it comes off a lot more authentic and real and conversational. And every one person out there who sees it is going to feel like you're talking directly to them. And that really makes a big difference for people feeling connected to you.
Yeah, exactly. And then one more thing, let's talk about framing. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Well, will you explain that one probably better than I can?
So I see a lot, particularly with all the Zoom calls that we've done lately, but in pre-recorded videos too. I'm going to adjust my camera for a second here, but a lot of people are framing themselves maybe down like this, where they're in the bottom third of the screen, and you're wondering what's going on down here, right? What's going on that I can't see? Or
some
whatnot.
People cut off their head.
Some people cut off their heads. So there's something in the world of video called the rule of thirds.
Okay.
That is what you want to think about. And you're doing a great job at this right now, Michelle, I have to say.
I have to keep trying to sit up.
Imagine dividing your screen with a tic-tac-toe board. So 2 vertical lines, 2 horizontal lines, sort of like the Brady Bunch, if you can picture the intro. Brady Bunch, 9 heads in the 9 different boxes. You want to position the most important part of what's going on. In this case, that's going to be your talking head along the top horizontal line, where you've got a little bit of headroom above you, so you're not too crunched to the top, but you're not all the way down at the bottom of the screen where people are wondering why are they framing themselves awkwardly. And it's sort of a subconscious thing, but when you watch videos, it just feels more pleasing and visually appealing to watch. And if you watch actually on TV or movies, watch how they frame the shot, either on one of the horizontal or one of the vertical lines, because it is just a much more visually appealing shot that way. So when you're doing Zoom calls, or you're doing Facebook Lives, or you're doing pre-recorded videos, think about how you're framing your shot, because it'll go a long way to making your videos look a lot more professional when you're framed properly. Yeah.
That's fabulous. Yeah, great tips. And I love that. I never realized about the grid. This is how little people actually know about video. I thought the green dot on the computer was the camera. So when you were saying the little camera next to the green dot, I didn't realize that was the thing. So yeah, we all have a lot to learn. So it's great that you're doing this. It's great that you're giving people an opportunity, I think, to learn for themselves as well, how to do video. And by teaching this and offering the membership platform where people can continue to get more information and training and answers, that takes away a big barrier for business owners who do want to get out there and talk about what they're doing, or talk about a product or service that they might have. So that's huge.
Those are a couple tips that came to mind. If you want more, though, we have a free download on our site that you can go to give. It's called 12 no-cost tips to instantly improve your DIY videos. It includes those 3 plus 9 others. It's on geffnerproductions.com/DIY tips. So you can go there. It's free download, and you can learn things that are technical or creative, how to film or how to script content, how to use strategy the right way. So that's a free download you can access.
Thank you so much. And I'll put that in the show notes and put the link to that wherever this video goes. It'll go to a few different places. So thank you. That's really generous and nice of you. And so, what would you say to people who feel like they have to do a lot of preparation for this? I mean, if you want to have professional videos versus the others, which as you were talking to, I was thinking the more kind of impromptu, put your hair in a bun and grab your phone kind of videos, I find them distracting. So I think if you're trying to get your business message out, it doesn't really serve you, because I'm looking at the car they're in, trying to figure out what it is, or, my mind's going all over when I see those videos. So I think, the videos that you're suggesting people do and that you do for people, I mean, you are focused and listening and hearing what they're saying, and the message really comes across much better, in my opinion.
I think one important thing to think about with any video you're going to do for your business, whatever the intention behind it is to have an intention behind it, to be very clear on, am I doing this to educate my audience? Am I doing this to show what I'm up to right now, a little behind the scenes peek as to what's going on in my day? Am I trying to sell something? Am I trying to just let people know that I'm out there for them? Or whatever that is, be very clear and very intentional for what the purpose of that video is, because that will dictate the content that you're going to talk about in that video. It's going to dictate, does this need to be me with professional lights and microphone in a beautiful setting, or can I be outside of my backyard talking about something that just popped into my head that my audience needs to know about right now? Right. So being very clear on the purpose and intention behind video, instead of just doing video for the sake of it, for the sake of doing video, will help dictate how professional it needs to be, how long your video needs to be, and what you do with that video once it's done.
Yeah, and also another thing to think about is that, a lot of times people think about celebrities, okay? And so they say, oh, well, Jennifer Lopez recorded a video and she was, with a bun in her hair, and she, didn't have any makeup on, and she, was just with her kids casually in the backyard. So why can't I do that? And it's like, well, because you already know Jennifer Lopez as the professional, amazing person that she is, the celebrity that she is, who you've seen on the red carpet show up at her best, who you've seen in movies, who you've seen in music. Like, you've seen that person, you know them, you have a familiarity with them. And so in a sense, they can get away with more. You already know them at the best of who they are. And that's why you're following them. That's why you're watching their raw, authentic videos, and you're interested in it because of who that person is. So if you're not currently Jennifer Lopez, then you need to start back a few steps and say, like, when people see me for the first time, they need to see me in a way that's going to impress them, that's going to make it clear that I am somebody who they should want to follow, that I am inspiring, that I do have something amazing and incredible and valuable to share. So you can't put out those just disheveled, messy, no makeup, no hair done, against a wall that's not pretty. You can't do that when you first start out. Because when you first start out, you need to prove immediately why somebody should care, why somebody should follow you, that you have something to say, that you're credible. You don't want them having a bunch of questions in their head that are going to prevent them from wanting to watch your next video. You want to establish your credibility, your authority, inspire them, like we were saying earlier, about who you are. So once you're at Jennifer Lopez level, you can do whatever the heck you want. Get there, you need to start from a place of inspiring people and letting them know that they should be listening to you, that there's a good reason why they should be listening to you. You're not going to waste their time, and you're going to show up in a way that's going to inspire them to want to watch the other things that you do. So I hope that helps a little bit, just because people always, compare themselves. And the reason why a celebrity has a lot of leeway, right. Because you already know them. But if you're not in that place yet, then think about doing some professional high-end things that put you in a place where then people afterwards will be willing to watch whatever you do.
Yeah, that's brilliant. And it's, the old first impression thing. I mean, you want to be careful when you're making those first impressions. And that's, I think it's really valuable to tell people about that, because you do watch people and you think, oh, I can do that, but you really can't. I mean, you can.
Always say that, unfortunately, video, doing a bad video can potentially hurt you more than doing a good video can even help you. because you don't want to put out there an image that makes people question who you are, the validity of what you do. Are you really who you say you are? Because you say you're $1 million coach and then you show up looking like you're stuck in, a cell, So you don't want to give people any reasons or excuses not to want to work with you, not to want to follow you, not to believe in your credibility. So you need to be careful of that as you're putting out, especially your first videos. You need to be careful about that because you don't want to just turn people off and then they never want to see from you or hear from you again. It's harder to erase that image from someone's head when they get a bad impression of you. So don't do bad video, at least, and we'll help you at whatever level you're going to be at. If you're going to do it all yourself, if you want to do some with us and some by yourself, or you want us to do it all for you. But at any level that you're at, you want to either get training and help to do it right, or have the professionals do it for you. If you're just a person who's like, I don't have time for that, I don't want to learn those skills, or I don't have a team member that can learn it for me, just do it for me, then get the help that you need so that you can put out videos that are going to put your best foot forward to inspire people to want to work with you.
Yeah, thank you. And I really do honestly believe that it's one of the best investments you can make in your business. I mean, people, there's so many choices of ways to spend your money when you're starting a business. And I think doing a good quality video that will explain what you do and who you do it for is probably right up there with one of the best investments that you can do. So, well, I'm going to we're almost out of time. We have a couple of minutes. So if you just want to tell people again, how they can get a hold of you and kind of, maybe run through again the ways you can help them, despite the fact that you can't get in the same room with them.
Yeah, I mean, the easiest way to get in touch with us is always to start with an email. We can always set up a time to chat live in person if it's something that you feel needs a deeper conversation. And in terms of the way people work with us, it can be completely done for you, where we handle all of the production and the filming and the editing of videos for you. And obviously starting with strategy first to figure out what is your biggest need and where do we start when it comes to using video. For those of you who are total DIYers out there, then we do have some online courses that teach everything for you to be able to do on your own strategy and what equipment you need for your studio and how to write scripts and how to film and edit and promote your videos and all of that. For those of you who want some hand holding and do the process with us, then we do have done with you services where, as Jamie said, we teach people how to film their own videos in a higher quality way. With coaching from us, and then we handle all the editing and the back end tech stuff of uploading videos for you. And then, as we briefly mentioned, we are creating a membership community for people that just really need accountability and ongoing support and hand-holding. They want to be networking and collaborating with other entrepreneurs that are going through the video journey together. It's going to involve teaching. It's going to involve other marketing guest experts, mindset, a lot of different areas that business owners need to be successful when they market themselves online. And holding people accountable is really the big thing. It's getting you into action. There's a lot of people who are scared or stuck. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do in what order. They're scared of that little red light every time the camera comes on. So they haven't done it, and not doing video isn't going to get you the results you want if you want really to reach a bigger audience, to be visible, to be seen, make a bigger impact. If you can't be in person, or as a supplement to being in person, once we get back to that part of everything, video is the most powerful way to do that. So we love doing it. We love teaching about it. We love all aspects of helping people really shine on camera and bring out their brilliance. And what else do you want to say about it?
That was great. I love it. I'm in. Sign me up. We would love to help. Yeah. So please get in touch with us. Jaime at GeffnerProductions.com or Steve at GeffnerProductions.com, or just go to our website, GeffnerProductions.com. Send us a message and we'll set up a chat if you want to chat with us. But we would love to help you at any level that you're at in your business, help you understand and learn how to use video to really step into your greatness and to really get out there and reach other people with the brilliant message that you have, the brilliance that you have within you. We will help to bring it out and make sure other people value and appreciate it. So that's really what we love to do the most.
Thank you. Oh, I love this. I mean, your energy is is just gets people, excited to do this as well. So I'm excited for the people who got to listen to this and are now thinking, their wheels are turning, thinking, gosh, video would be so great for my business. So thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for your free gift. And I'll post that link, like I said. And good luck with your pivot and enjoy it. It sounds like you're off and running into all kinds of new, exciting areas. So I'm happy for you.
Having us and for what you do here as well. You really provide a great service for helping people, with all of the challenges they're dealing with in their business and mindset and all of that. You really do great work in the world as well. So we thank you for having us on and be able to share, but I thank you for continuing to do what you do.
Yeah, well, it took COVID-19 to get you guys over here with some free time. So thank you. Okay, so people will be in touch.
Okay,
and,
sounds good.
And I will as well. So, okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Take care. And thank you, listeners, for being with us today. And please reach out to Jaime and Steve. They're wonderful. And if you don't know how a video could be used in your business, talk to them, because I know they'll have ideas for you that you will not have thought of probably, where it can really bring great results. And who doesn't want great results right now? We're all looking for some security and some opportunities, and that's a great way to do it. So go out there and see what opportunities you can find this week, and be sure and listen to us on Wednesdays at 1 o'clock at ubngo.com. Thank you, ubngo.com and Tony Sweet. And we will see you next week.